the future of the U.S. economy be predicted by Macy's and Costco shoppers? The two retailers have sounded a warning, but is it enough for consumers to be concerned about? Well, Professor Dietrich von Biedenfeld with the University of Houston downtown is here to break it all down for us. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah. What is your take on this? That seems like a big statement there.
Absolutely, and these are two target market areas of middle class discretionary spending areas. So when you see the middle class struggling, the society struggles. At the end of this day, the lower income individuals have less discretionary income and wealthier people don't spend as much. So you've got this area where we're really focused on middle to upper middle class expenditures, the Costco membership, the Macy's business suit purchaser, and they're saying, wait a second, we're a little worried about where the economy is going, and that's a big warning because these retailers have very narrow margins, so they take a lot of demographic data, they take a lot of market data, a lot of consumer survey data, and they compile it together into something that says, be on the lookout for a little bit more of the recessionary concerns we've been talking about for the past year.
Yeah, we have been talking about it for a while, but it seems like now we're really starting to see more signs of that. Okay, now they're also saying that people are starting to put some of that discretionary spending toward things like travel versus those big shops like that. What's your thought on that? What does that say about the economy?
Well, on the positive side, we've seen demographic shifts. So we know that Gen Z is going to be about 30% of the workforce over the next 2 to 3 years. And Gen Z is interested in their social media presence, they're interested in experiences, and they don't want to have that dream deferred of saying when they're 60, trying to climb the stairs in Italy or try to explore Machu Picchu with diabetes. They're saying we're going to have that experience now, we can work later. So that's one thing that isn't really as market determinant. But we are also seeing people who are more sophisticated saying we're going to do this now because we're looking at this recession, we're looking at layoffs pending. It isn't as bad as it was when we look at 2008 numbers and we see 7% unemployment, 2009, 9% unemployment. Well, now we're looking at less than 4% unemployment. But the interest rate hikes are going to hit people who rely on credit cards and other financing mechanisms to purchase homes, cars, and even things like suits.
We're also watching some reports from stores like Dollar General where they say some of their lower income customers aren't buying things like home goods, clothing. What is your thought on that as far as the overall economy is concerned?
It's definitely reflective of the same thing that Macy's and Costco are seeing, where the consumer spending pressures and the concerns about the recession are telling people to tighten their belts and say, wait a second, we've got to watch our spending because in the next year we may not need clothes to go to work. We may be at home a little bit more often.
What about big box stores like Walmart? Are you hearing what they're saying? Because that often tells a sign too.
Usually Walmart is a little bit of an anomaly because of their economies of scale. They've got a market presence, they've got a model that squeezes suppliers. They're not as interested in employee wages as, say, the Costco's of the world. So Walmart has a slightly different model, but they're not seeing as much of a change because they've got a proven marketing model, the loss leaders where they draw consumers in, and they know how to split between their diversity of product lines to say, we'll make profits here if we have losses here. So Walmart's a little bit of an anomaly in the consumer spending market.
I think all you have to do is go to the grocery store, realize we are still really deep into inflation. Things are so expensive. How are things looking? Is there any end in sight where we might start seeing some of those prices drop, or is there just no way to say this soon?
For now, it's looking like a plateau. Fortunately, the Fed has said June they're not doing a rate hike after more than 10, and we're over 5% in this Fed interest rate. So that's a concern that I think a lot of consumers can say, okay, let's stop these rate hikes. Let's start anticipating. And so the suppliers, the grocers, and the retailers, again, like the Macy's and Costco's, can say, what are our actual prices? What are our wage concerns? And a little bit of more stability in the employment market is going to help.
Oh, it would feel so good to see those prices start going down. Can you even imagine? We'll celebrate good times. All right. Professor, thanks for taking time for coming in from University of Houston. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a blessed day.